Hi everyone, I am Anand. I am in Integrated MSc Physics third year, IIT Roorkee. Here I have made this video as a part of the project in my course PHN 314, and here I will talk about time delay in the 8085 microprocessor. So let's get started. Talking about time delay, what is done here is a register is loaded with a number depending upon the time delay required, and then the register is decremented until it reaches 0 by setting up a loop with a conditional jump instruction. The loop causes the delay depending upon the clock period of the system. And as we know, the 8085 microprocessor has a quartz crystal within it which oscillates with a certain defined frequency and which also decides the frequency of the system. So if we talk about the methods of generating time delay in the 8085 microprocessor, here I have mentioned three of them. First one is by using single 8-bit register. The second one is by using 16-bit register pair, and third one is by using nested loop. So we will talk about them one by one. Coming to the first one is time delay using a single 8-bit register. So I have mentioned a flow chart here which shows how the process goes on. First, we load the delay register, then we decrement the content in the register, and then we further check whether the content in the register has become 0 or not. And if the content is non-zero, the loop is repeated again until the content becomes 0. So here are the instructions that are used to run this program. First one is MVI. MVI used for loading the content in the register. Here I mentioned MVI C0FH, which means I am loading the content 0FH in the register C. The decimal notation for 0FH is 15. And then a loop is created and two instructions are used, that are DCR and JNZ. DCR is used to decrement C and JNZ to jump back to decrement C if the register content is non-zero. Here are the T states. What are T states is, if any instruction is executed in the microprocessor, it requires some time which is described by T states. So MVI requires 7 T states, DCR requires 40, and JNZ 10T and 7T. Suppose the loop runs n times, so 10T will be used n-1 times and 7T will be used only once, that is in the last step. So here I have written the code that I have explained before. Now calculating the time delay. First we calculate the time delay inside the loop. So within the loop, two instructions are here, DCR and JNZ. DCR uses 40 and JNZ uses 10T. So 40 plus 10T into 15. Why 15? Because the content in the register is 15. So doing 14T into 15 gives 210T. And for JNZ, in the last step, as I have told, instead of 10T, 7T is used. So I have to subtract 3T from here, and we got 270 states. So for total delay generated, I have to add a delay inside the loop plus delay outside the loop, so which gives 270 plus 70 equal to 214T. And here I have defined if the frequency of the system is 2 MHz, we get T equal to 0.5 microseconds. And after putting T equal to 0.5 here, so we get 107 microseconds as our answer. So coming to the second method, using 16-bit register pair. Here instead of using MVI, we use LXI to load the content, because we are using a register pair here, not a single register. So this X represents register pair. I have mentioned here B, but we are loading a BC pair with this content 1028H. And for instead of using DCR, we have used DCX for the same reason as we are using register pair. And then MOV is used to place the content of the register C in the accumulator. ORA B is used to perform OR operation for the content in the accumulator A with the content in the register B. And then JNZ is used to jump back to running the loop if the content is non-zero. And here are the T states. So again calculating the time delay. So first calculating the time delay within the loop. The loop contains 4 of the instructions. So T states are here 60, 40, 40 and 10T. So I have added all 60 plus 40 plus 40 plus 10T into the content in the register B, which is 1028, whose decimal equivalent is 4136. So 24T into 4136 gives 99264T, and again for jump instruction I have to subtract 3T, which gives 99261T. Now for total delay generated, I have to add delay inside the loop plus delay outside the loop. So delay inside the loop we have calculated here, and delay outside the loop is for LXI, which is 10T. So I've added 10T here and we get 99271T. And putting T equal to 0.5 microsecond, we get answer 49635.5 microsecond. Now coming to the third method, using nested loop. Nested loop means loop within a loop. Here also I mentioned a flow chart. First what we do, we load register B, then we load register C, then we decrement register C and check whether the content has become 0 or not, and if not, loop 1 will run again. Then we decrement register B and we do the same for register B. We check whether the content has become 0 or not, and if not, this loop 2 will run again. As you can see here, loop 1 is contained within loop 2. So here is the code for nested loop. MBI is used here for loading register B with 38H. Now again loading register C with FFH. Now decrementing C, jumping back to decrement C if content is non-zero, decrementing B and jumping back to decrement B if the content is non-zero. And these are the T states. Now coming to calculating delay, we calculate delay for loop 1, which is this smaller one, having DCR and JZ as the instructions. So for DCR we take 40, for JNZ we take 10T into the content in the register C, which is FFH, whose decimal equivalent is 255. So 14T into 255 gives 3570T, and we have to subtract 3T for this JNZ. So minus 3T gives 3567T. Now for time delay in loop 2. So as loop 1 is contained within loop 2, we can directly put the value here, TL1, plus the remaining part is for MBI, which is 70, for DCR, which is 40, and for JNZ, which is 10T. So adding 10T plus 40 plus 70 gives 21T. So I have added both into the content in the register B, which is 38H, and whose decimal equivalent is 56. So I have added both into 56, which gives the answer 3588T into 56, and this much answer we get 200928T. And again for jump we have to subtract 3T. So after subtracting 3T we get 200925T. Now here we have to note one thing, that for calculating total delay generated, we can't add all three, like time delay in loop 1 plus time delay in loop 2 plus time delay outside the loop, as because the reason is we have used time delay in 1 here. So time delay in loop 2 already contains the time delay in loop 1 part. So we will only add time delay in loop 2 plus time delay outside the loop. So time delay in loop 2 is this much, plus time delay outside the loop comes from MBI, which is 70. So it is 70 and add it to get this answer, and putting T equal to 0.5 we get this much, 1000466 microsecond. So what we conclude from here is delay generated using single 8-bit register came out to be 107 microsecond. For 16-bit register pair it came out to be 49635.5 microsecond, and for nested loop it came out to be 1000466 microsecond. As you can see here, the delay generated is maximum in the case of nested loop and minimum in the case of 8-bit register. So as our requirement that how much delay we require, we may choose any of the method from the given 3 of them. So if we require maximum delay, we choose nested one. If we require minimum, we can choose single 8-bit register. So thank you for watching the video.